Welcome back to Close Encounters of the Tech Kind. I'm John, heading up the conversation today. We've got a few topics that might be interesting. Saw Roblox in the news cycle lately. That's going to be an interesting one. We're continuing our conversation from our episode 55, if memory serves. We're also going to talk about how that relates with protecting kids. Go ahead.
I just said we called it.
I think we did. Windows 11 just rolled out an update. That's another one I want to touch on. And then here's another one we may have called AI hits kids' toys. We're now shipping toys with AI built in. What could possibly go wrong? And then, I don't know if you guys heard about it, the new data center in town. It's going to use more electricity than the entire state of Wyoming put together. It's massive. And that's just the start. It's going to quintuple in size after that. Well, we'll get into that here in a second. Before then, I want to introduce the team to each other and to our viewers. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Hey, pretty good.
You've got a new sound about you. I kind of like this.
Definitely do. Got a nifty new microphone here to capture everything I need to say.
That's awesome. Jackson, I'm going to get you your microphone next week.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Gonna be cool.
You might regret it later if you're hearing me any better.
There's a certain amount of clarity we want from you. Is that what you're saying?
You might want to ship it with a kill switch.
Nah, we love to hear what your perspective. I mean, that's my favorite part of this conversation we're carrying on is, you know, me and Mike, we grew up with Commodores, Texas Instruments. You grew up in the Nintendo generation. Or Nintendo Switch generation.
No, I'm not that young.
You're not that young?
Nintendo Wii.
The Wii.
The Wii?
I grew up with the Wii. Yeah. I'll take the Wii. The Switch, I feel like that's degrading, you know.
Wii or Wii U?
No, the Wii. The Wii U came out and that was a silly thing.
The OG Wii?
Yeah, the OG Wii. That was fun. We'd play Super Mario on the OG Wii.
The Royal Wii.
Or I mean, the first video games I ever played actually though was on a Nintendo 64 at my grandparents' house. It was my uncle's console, and I played Super Smash Bros. That was fun.
Okay, so you just said you grew up with the Nintendo 64 at your grandpa's. You know how old I was when the Nintendo 64 came out?
Yeah, no kidding.
Well,
how to call us old without saying it.
It wasn't my grandpa's. It was my uncle's, and for some reason it was there. Hence, I played it. But
hey, that works. Okay, fine.
If that makes you feel a little younger.
On an abacus.
Hey, that thing was fun. Don't diss my abacus.
How do you do 2-player games on that?
Yeah,
they're on either side.
Yeah, I'm not too much trauma in my childhood with that one. Speaking of trauma, let's talk about Artie for a second. He's helping to run the show. So if there's any audio glitches, video glitches, we know where the blame is.
Less trauma, more trauma.
Trauma.
What's that?
It's a movie studio that makes really bad horror movies, more grotesque than anything. So less trauma, more trauma.
Looks like
don't look it up. Don't look it up.
Looks like Goosebumps is what it looks like from an initial Google search.
All right, we're going to walk away from that one because I just don't want anybody getting into that. That's just bad and wrong. So thanks for bringing the trauma.
Should start asking before I start searching.
Especially if I'm the one that brings it up, Jackson.
Fair.
Well, it's 50-50, right? Either it's going to be great or it's going to be what you just saw. But
luckily it wasn't scarring.
Speaking of 50-50, Roblox. How much have you guys heard about Roblox and what they've done, short of what we talked about before? What's gone on last week? Do you guys know?
I don't know.
Yeah, my news feeds, so I don't know.
Can you still buy Robux?
Yeah, well, today you can.
So, interesting thing on that. A lot of the people
Get it
that
while it
are
lasts.
up in arms from
No.
the stuff that we were talking about before with payment processors. They're kind of saying,
Mhm.
well, you're going after them, but you're not actively going after this group who, they've actually got a track record of not protecting their children users, allegedly right now.
It's not alleged.
True.
I mean,
we've got to say alleged
like
because of rules of broadcasting.
Okay.
Well, I think that goes.
Yes, you win.
I think that goes back to the whole. We kind of discovered it wasn't really a moral thing for them. It was because they were losing money on it, if you ask me. So that's my guess.
No,
That is
there's
one
going to be
small
some
aspect of
interesting.
it.
There's going to be some interesting discovery and some lawsuits. So, okay, bring you guys up to speed. We talked about how it's a dangerous environment. There's basically, and I'll say allegedly, just okay. I concede that point. Child slavery. You'll have groups get together and do little sweatshops to earn Robux to pass on to people so that you can play the game and be friends with other people in the game. That's just one aspect of it.
We
Another
talked about
aspect
that last
of it.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
crazy that there's online sweatshops. I would have never thought. Like,
Right?
That's terrible.
And it's not that they exist, it's that the company hosting it denies it exists. Like,
Yeah.
it's a problem.
I mean,
So what's worse than that? An
Well-
unregulated, unmitigated, unsupervised place where adults and kids can all get together and do, and
Whatever.
I got to be very cautious on this, but one of the games you can play is Epstein Island.
Oh no.
oh my
Another
gosh.
game you can play is a
Escape
Diddy party.
Yeah.
Yep. Another
the
one
heck?
is public restroom or public shower restroom, something like that.
Yeah. Public restroom simulator.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And it gets worse from there.
Holy
I didn't talk
cow.
about it before because, it's one of those ones where I don't want to be the only podcast talking about it. But hey, guess what? We're not the only podcast talking about it. This blew up on Roblox in such a great way. The sunlight is coming in and it's going to sanitize everything. It's going to be great. All the people that are just turning a blind eye, they're going to be accountable. The state of Louisiana has filed lawsuit against them for not protecting kids. This is going to be good for all that is righteous and save the kids. I mean, that's where we
This
should
actually is an effort to protect kids, whereas a lot of the laws that we've talked about in the past are performative versus actually helpful.
be. Yeah, the
in my
battle cry
opinion.
has been wrong. Save the kids by giving me your credit card password. Like, that doesn't do what you think it does. Like, but this one, so
Why? I
let's roll
just don't
back the
get
clock.
why is it completely unregulated? Like, I know that Fortnite, I don't know when this was, several years ago, they kind of changed their platform to be almost kind of like a Roblox type thing. Because I think the way Roblox works is it's a game, but then you can make your own game inside of Roblox.
Yeah.
Obviously, as there's this
It's like a
Epstein
framework.
Island game. Yeah, like a framework.
Let's not say the names too much. I don't want to get demonetized.
Yeah. So other large game platform kind of did the same thing, but I mean it's regulated though. Like you can't do anything even remotely offensive on there or it gets taken down.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I mean the fact that it's that blatant and like it's not being taken down, not moderated, like nothing like that is crazy to me.
Oh,
Like
Well,
what's the
I'm going to correct. There is moderation. And that's actually what's put the target on Roblox back so majestically.
especially in this last week.
They're moderating the people that are trying to stop it.
Oh, the wrong kind of
banning-
moderating.
They're banning the YouTubers that have been saying, "Hey, there's a problem here." Part of the reason I didn't bring it up before.
So what
They're going after the people on the platform that are trying to do the catching, like to catch a predator kind of moments. They're banning those people, but letting the predators stay on the platform.
That's crazy.
the person
Who
we
the
spoke
heck
about,
owns it?
Roblox Corporation owns it. But the person that we were speaking about last time that was in the event that everybody came together and said, you got to get rid of this guy. You can't have him on here. From my understanding, his account is still active, despite all of the people saying, this guy's a predator. You can't support him anymore on this platform.
It is shocking that the moderation is going towards protecting the evil instead of protecting the children.
By the way, the rating for Roblox, ESRB, is T for teen, meaning 13 and above.
Yes.
But you have kids as young as 6 and 7 on this constantly.
So,
but even at that, I wouldn't want to subject my teenagers to that. I mean, like, kids is kids, you know.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we said get involved. Look at what your kids are doing. Don't let the kids have your tablet and sitting in the corner doing whatever they're going to do. Like, put them in the middle of the room and watch what they're doing every once in a while. Like, look at the screen.
I did
read the chats. Everybody here, read the chats of those kids if they're in your care, because the chats are completely unfiltered, unmonitored, unregulated.
Okay. So I've got two things. First one, I stand corrected. The Teddy account has been banned and all the games that they created are gone. So that happened in July. So about a month ago.
That was probably right about when
there's others that are still up. I mean, like the parties that I mentioned a second ago, those are still up.
And so I've been looking into this for a while. Certain people that I follow have been covering this for a while, including one that just specifically targets Discord related media. And there are a lot of disturbing things on Roblox and Discord. They're still, I would say, complicit, if not directly, but indirectly, with helping proliferate some of that stuff, because it is a off Roblox platform that a lot of these people, a lot of the predators will use to entice people to engage in horrible stuff and hurt people. But Discord is taking the steps to rein that in. They have been.
Discord's got a harder problem.
Yeah.
Discord kind of has a deeper issue because you have so many different Discord servers you can spin up, but you know, it's Roblox has really dropped the ball because they're not even filtering the conversation. They do now. Like if you type the word Discord, it blocks it. It won't let it pass through. So then you just put spaces in between the letters and then it posts it and it's fine. It's like there's always a way around some of those filters, but it should be flagged and it should ding your accounts and should kick you off, and moderators should get involved in your direct messages. Anyway,
so
some of those things are just incredible.
In the past week, one creator specifically has been, he tried to go down official channels to informing Roblox of what he had found, and they banned him off the platform across all of his accounts, citing the exact things that, you know, he has video evidence of him not doing. He was providing information to them regarding people that were breaking the terms of service of Roblox, and they turn around and say he's the one breaking it, so he's gone. And after that happened is when it really blew up.
Well, at the time of recording this podcast, I heard today that Chris Hansen is looking to get involved and doing a documentary on where this came from and how it's going. I can't wait to see that if it comes together. Hope it happens fast. But I think all of us are unanimous that they screwed up bad and they're going to go down in flames. But I definitely want to shift this conversation a little bit to last week's conversations. UK has that wonderful new law where you have to put your ID out there to prove that you're over 18. How would that have helped this?
Well, I mean, it depends on where you're implementing it. Are you assuming you're implementing it as you create an account?
Yeah, it's. I mean, if the law is there to protect the kids, and I'm calling the law stupid right now. Let's be very clear here. If the law is there to protect the kids, how would the ID in this situation protect the kids?
Well, since you would need the ID to prove that you're over a certain age, it really wouldn't affect this because you don't need to have an ID to access something that's aimed at that age range because it's considered kid-friendly, kid-safe, 13 plus. It would fall outside of the realm for that platform.
I mean, I want the thought experiment here, guys.
I don't know if this is a thing, but like if it was me setting up this service or this game or whatever it is you want to call it, and I knew that I had a demographic of younger people under the age of 18 or whatever the legal adult age is in your country, and everybody who's above that age, so considered adults, I would most likely want to segregate that so that there's no interaction between them. I don't know why there would necessarily need to be interaction between users of different demographics like that. Now, I get that the adult type people are probably getting on there so that they can create content, maybe make a few bucks selling to kids, but I don't think that necessarily requires that on a personal level that they have to interact with kids. Does that make sense? But see, I don't.
So,
and that this is the novice me that I don't know Roblox. Like from the get-go, when I first heard about Roblox, I was not hearing very positive things about it. I was hearing people say, "No, keep your kids away from it because really sketchy stuff happens on Roblox." Not to the extent that we're talking about now. I mean, this is just really minor stuff back in the number of years ago, but it was still enough for me to say, I'm not even going to bother with it. My kids are it's not going to be something that I'll allow. So that said, I don't have the experience to even know what the platform is, what it's like, and how it even works. But to me, I don't think that any strange adult that I don't know has any business interacting with underage kids, my underage kids, at least, and really anybody else's for that matter.
So one thing that somebody brought up that would be a good, would be an acceptable way of helping to rein that in, and it functions on some games. Eliminate all communication outside of like basic emotes.
Mm-hmm. I play a game like that right now that you've got basically a canned selection of like maybe six things.
Yeah.
And that's your choice. And it ranges from celebration and happy to disappointment. And then, a couple of ways to congratulate the other team or whatever, that's about it.
Two things that I saw that had been, well, one of them is something that they want to turn Roblox into, and one of them is something that they added recently. And that was user-generated emotes, so motions that their characters can do, which that's going to go over very well.
That can go wrong in so many ways. Also,
I think they got to fix one problem before they go there.
Yeah,
right.
Now, when you hear this next one, you're just, anyways. The next one is that they want to turn it into a 17+ dating application as well.
What could possibly go wrong?
Well,
here's
why 17 plus? Why not just full out 21 plus? I mean,
I
well,
have no
I think
idea.
for games, that's the mature rating is 17 plus. So I'm
Okay.
looking at this and I mean, when I was a kid growing up, although I think it's changed completely. If you wanted to play a game, I mean, at least my parents, and I think most parents followed the ESRB rating pretty well. Now, that's not to say like I had plenty of friends that were playing Call of Duty, when we were kids.
I know first and second graders have watched Deadpool so many times.
I think it's totally changed now. Like ratings are out the window. When I was growing up, but I mean, you would follow the rating pretty closely. Like, I mean, my parents were like, "No, you can't play Call of Duty. That's rated for mature. You're not mature. You're a kid. Go play Minecraft or something." So I think if I'm Roblox, they're advertising as a 13 and up game. So that means either you make all of your content that rating. Plus, they already know that kids like 5 and 6 are playing it. Like they know that. That's a very like common knowledge. So either you make sure that all of the content is rated E for everyone, because that's basically what their game is, or at least follow their ESRB rating of teen, which they're not right now. Obviously, with the parties and everything we already discussed, that is currently not the match the rating. So either they need to moderate and remove all of that and be very strict on what they allow on the platform, or they change the rating to be mature. But I think that's not even a good solution because that's not going to stop anybody from playing Roblox. The kids are still going to play it. So it really comes down to that. And when you bring up, well, should we be checking IDs? Yeah, I mean, I think
For
it just goes
kids.
back. Yeah, for kids,
13-year-old kids.
Yeah,
well,
you can't.
And going back to John's original question, because if everybody has to submit an ID, so then you catch the offenders. That you've got these adult people that are subjecting underage people to content or whatever that is not supposed to happen, which is essentially a violation of the terms of service. Like if like what Jackson says is true, that okay, we have a platform, the game as a whole has an ESRB rating of 13 and up or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Anything goes against the terms that would keep it in that rating, that would be a violation. Now we have your ID, so now we can come after you. We know who you are. Suspend your account. I mean,
or here's the thing there, because if you require you to submit an ID, if I'm a kid and I want to play, I have to go ask my mom, right? Or my dad. I have to ask my parents or my legal guardian they'll have to submit their ID and claim that they're my parent, because you can't ask a kid to submit an ID. I'm sure there's laws or whatever. I mean, logistically,
kids don't have IDs.
What kid has an ID that's,
Exactly. And I don't think you'd be even legally allowed to gather that information. I mean, I'm sure there's laws protecting that. So
Child Online Privacy Act, COPA,
yes.
that they will come after you and just eviscerate you as a company.
Yeah.
So then you're defaulting back to the parents. Well, then what's stopping 40-year-old to say, yeah, this is my kid's account, and then he plays on it? Like, so the ID thing is not a solution here at all. I mean, it just doesn't work, because now all games are basically, you don't have to go buy a disc anymore. Like before, if you ever went to GameStop and you were a kid, tried to buy GTA, they wouldn't sell it to you.
I mean,
you had to have a parent there with permission.
Having worked at a GameStop, if you sold a rated M to somebody under the appropriate age, you could get fired. It wasn't a guarantee, but you could get fired. And I worked at a movie theater and GameStop at the same time. Movie theater, if I let somebody in that was to an R-rated movie that was under 17, I would get fined and the theater would get fined. But there wasn't anything like that for video games.
Is that even a thing still?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's just who's going to catch it. Nobody's enforcing this stuff. It's bad. I don't like.
But that
we got these rules to help protect, but we don't follow.
They don't enforce them. Yeah.
That's a great point. Like at the movie theater, we just went to the movie theater last week to go see a movie, and at our movie theater that we went to, and we've been to this movie theater lots of times, the tickets are purchased in advance. Mm-hmm. One person checks in and says, "Yeah, I'm here to pick up the tickets," but there's no verification of who actually is going to use those tickets. And the rest of the party can just walk right in. They might not even look like they're party or group. And then who's at the door watching people walk in the door? Like nobody. It's just as long as you have a ticket, you have an assigned seat, you must, all right, as long as you're in the correct theater, have at it,
Well, I guess that's
my experience. Now, I don't know about other movie theaters and other places. Maybe it's different, but I'm just speaking to what I've experienced over the last couple months,
Even before that with Fandango, I mean, you would go to the kiosk and get your tickets there, and you can order them online. Rated R movie, you can go see it. No problem. Doesn't ask for anything.
I'm sure the person purchasing probably has to verify you're over 18 or whatever to purchase. No, not even that. Okay, well, whatever. But here's the other. But this gets back to what I'm saying too, is that, and we're all kind of saying the same thing, is that this ID thing, all it's going to do is it's going to keep the honest people honest. Anybody who's out,
say I'm 13 years old, and I'm going to talk to other 13-year-olds.
Right.
If I can summarize this, it's a good idea. It's the wrong tool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Honestly,
you know what would be really cool is run AI, run the chatbot against all the DMs that have been sent out by a user, and see what kind of grooming behaviors there are there. Put a threat analysis against it.
Yeah.
And that would take all of maybe a month of development.
We need people that understand technology to be involved in making the laws, instead of people that this is what we're going to do. We don't care about the feasibility of it. We don't care about the logistics of it. This is what we're going to do because this will protect people. And I hate to say it, but every single law that I have seen passed like this has the opposite effect. It doesn't protect the people that it says it's going to protect. It actually causes them more harm. And I can go into that more, but I'm not going to in this podcast.
So last thing I'll say about this, because I mean, ruling this whole ID thing out, I think where it goes from here is either Roblox shapes up and they start moderating and they clean up their content, or if they don't and it continues down the path that it's going, I think it needs to be categorized in the same place as some of these adult websites, like adult websites that you don't find easily, right? Like, and I don't know where that happens, if that's at the ISP level that they get flagged as something like that. I mean, like on Google, unless you're really looking for an adult website, I mean, it doesn't recommend it because it knows that's what it is. And so I think it needs to go down that path unless Roblox takes some serious action, because that's how you get them to change, is when they're taken off the market, essentially, unless somebody's really looking for them, then they're not going to get found.
They've basically taken themselves out of the market.
I mean,
so right now there's a mass exodus of the big users, like the streamers that have millions of subscribers. They're dropping it. Once that drops, then the tens of thousands of people that follow them, they'll drop off too. And we're basically watching them swirling the drain right now. The stock price of the company has tanked.
Well, it's only down about 20%. I say that.
That's not much.
It
down 20% is a hit.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good hit.
Well, I mean, if I was a betting person, I'd short that stock.
Right.
This is not advice to anybody financial. I am not an expert. I'm just a guy on YouTube.
Yeah, that's an important disclaimer there. Not allowed to give financial advice.
So probably the easy way to say this is we got some good ideas and we've got some bad implementation of it. And the company is going to just, they're going to have to do a lot of work if they want to stay relevant.
So,
but I think everybody's on notice now.
One thought that I had earlier that escaped me and just came back to me. When we were growing up, the mentality of the parents was, don't tell anybody who you are online. Don't give out your name. Don't give out your address. Don't give any personal information to anybody online. And a lot of people from that generation have grown up and have had kids, and the internet is kind of the internet is just something that's there. Parents need to remind their kids of online interactions being potentially harmful. And it's like, if somebody talks about
talk to
X, Y, or
strangers.
Z, you don't want to keep talking to that person.
Don't talk to strangers. It applies
Don't talk to
online.
strangers. And it's very difficult when you're online because virtually everybody that you come across is a stranger unless you have a direct link to them. Like your friend at school gives you a code and you use that code to talk to them on Discord or whatever platform that
Yep.
you're on. And in my opinion, a lot of the onus needs to be on the parents to teach their kids about just basic online etiquette, because it's just assumed
That
that
works.
we know that. It's one of those things that a lot of, I'm not saying present company, but a lot of parents that I have seen, they assume that their kids understand these things because it's a given to them, the parent.
Well, and I don't want to get into sociological discussion on it too much, but that assumes that parents are heavily involved in their child's life. There's stories right now where tablets are raising kids, and it's not isolated. It's like it's affecting school performance. There's an expectation that the teacher in the schools raise the kids. So there's a systemic issue here that is, let the kids be kids, and eventually they'll turn out okay. You know?
I remember the saying, you're letting the TV raise your kids because you sat them down and let them watch TV all day. It's there are still steps any parent can take to help protect their kids.
Gosh, I wish we could go back to those days where that was the problem.
Take your kids camping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say that people are bad parents. I'm trying to say that we all have the propensity and the capability of doing better.
Yeah, it's just the reality is so much different than what it should be.
Yeah. And every situation is going to be different.
Yeah. So I'll give the benefit of the doubt to parents. There should be systems out there to help protect kids. And I think you're right, Artie. Our lawmakers have yet to figure out what that system is. So
I think one of the issues,
hey, happy to have the conversation.
I think one of the issues that comes with that is that they want the legislation to be the first line of defense against this kind of stuff, when in reality it will never be the first line of defense.
Well, having raised a couple kids myself, they're never 100% transparent on what they're doing.
Exactly.
It's always something, which is fine. I mean, that's human right. I mean, we should have a little bit of right to privacy. Even as a kid, you should have a little right to privacy, but parents absolutely should be nosy and get in and make sure the kids aren't going off the rails. So we can talk for hours on this. I don't think we want to talk for hours on this right now.
Nah.
We should probably shift gears to something less dreadful, like Windows 11.
No. Other. Skip. More dreadful.
Where's the fast forward button?
What now?
Windows 11 has an update.
Yeah, Windows 11
is
came
erasing
out with
hard
an
drives.
update for August, and there were some people that were noticing various inconsistencies. one person was updating a video game on a solid state drive that they had, and they transferred well over 50 gigs to update the game, and then Windows stopped recognizing the drive. It was like, okay, they reboot, and the partition on that drive is just gone.
You didn't need that data, did you?
Some other people did some testing on this, and they found that it's not just solid state drives that this is happening to. It's happening to a myriad of drives. Doing my own digging into it, 11 had an issue like this early 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And it was
BitLocker got corrupted.
Drivers were not properly installed by Windows, so it was not. I'm wondering if it's the same thing going on now, but it's a possibility that can happen if you're running Windows 11 right now, that your drive might just randomly stop functioning, and if you reboot it, there's a good chance it's going to corrupt any of the data that's on that drive.
Well, I've got a slightly slightly unrelated, but it's the same line of thought. I feel like it's been so long since Windows, or almost anyone for that matter, has updated the way they handle partition tables. And maybe this comes from some ignorance, but I mean, for example, I've run into this myself where I've maybe partitioned my hard drive to have multiple operating systems on it, and the way it currently works is it's all linear. So you can only read forwards, you can't read backwards. So what I mean by that, say I partition the first 200 gigs of a hard drive to Ubuntu, and then I set the rest to Windows, you are never going to merge that Ubuntu partition back into Windows. Like, it's just because that has to be moved to the front of the drive for that to happen. And I mean, it just feels like we're living in the past where we can't update a partition table to just include a sector that's, a little bit further up. And maybe that's, some ignorance on my part, but I feel like it's something that's been ignored for a long time, and we've just been like, well, it's not quite broke, so why fix it? I don't know. That's my complaint. I could rant on it forever because I was trying to do that with 2 systems recently and ran into that issue.
It could also be a
there was some black
issue.
There was some black magic tools back in the day. They don't sell these things anymore. There was Partition Magic. Mike, you remember that one?
Yeah, I remember that one.
You can still find them. There are some that claim to be able to do it, but
there's some really powerful stuff back in the day, because we had to actually fix hard drives manually. Now everything's just automated. Think of the time when we went from floppies to USBs as the bootable media. That's when things started changing.
Remember when you had to configure the hard drive yourself with cylinders and sectors and all that stuff?
Well, that's the other thing. It feels like we're still trying to do that. It feels like we've just masked it behind some automated system, but it still feels like it's doing that. But with solid state,
it is.
It has none of the same architecture at all. It's totally different.
It's the same, Jackson. I got to say, it's actually the same architecture. It's just back when hard drives were what Mike is talking about is you have a 10 megabyte hard drive or a 20 megabyte hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
In the BIOS, you could say my hard drive is type 43. And that actually has all the cylinders, all the heads, the entire geometry of the disk is laid out in type 43. And it's like a 200 meg drive from Seagate is a type 43. I don't know if that's the case, but I'm just pulling that out of the air. So if you put it to type 44, it's a completely different drive. Could be a Matrox drive. Could be any of those. Anyways, as time went on, as manufacturers went on, and we get past the 10 megabyte barrier, we had to extend out the partitions. We had to say, okay, it's not FAT12, it's now FAT16. Okay, it's not 16, it's 32. We had to keep doing that, but to get the tables in the drives to work and still be backwards compatible, they had to hack it. So the partition tables had to be compatible so you could have the old school FAT12 disk on the same partition as an NTFS. Not same partition, on a partition adjacent to an NTFS.
Right. So I guess my complaint is, why have we not updated that technology?
Backwards compatibility. Mac tried to do it, and they did a good job at it, but then people were screaming, why can't I have the other stuff?
Well,
so they had to
okay, I feel like there's got to be a way. I mean, we don't have to completely. I mean, on my desktop right here, I can format a drive in a few different ways. I can do NTFS, I can do FAT32, I can do FAT16. I mean, can't we just keep those options, but I mean, have a new one that is a lot more flexible? I feel like that can't be too hard.
So it's
or unless it's a software and a hardware limitation that is still backwards compatible.
It's
if
the
that's the
disk
case,
table. The partition
it.
table.
Let's just fix it. I hate it.
The
I'm
partition
gonna go
table
work for
is
freaking...
always the same.
Somebody fix it.
This is actually one of the problems.
Seagate, Samsung, please.
Go for it, Artie.
Hard disk types go from 1 to 46 for the originals, and they only covered drives that went up to 152 megabytes. So they were all smaller than that. And 47 is automatically detected.
Custom? Yeah.
Yeah, no. It says automatic. It's actually custom.
Because who would ever need more than
150
megabytes? I mean, come on. That was like a ton of space back in the day.
Who's going to need more than 640K of RAM?
Who's going to need more than 40 hard drive manufacturers and models?
It's true.
I mean, so one of the fun ones, Jackson, boot sectors.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of a boot sector virus?
Not a virus, no.
Tell those were fun. Yeah, you turn on the computer, and it's basically a TSR, terminate and stay resident. So the computer turns on, reads the disk, you're infected. Done. You could format the drive, you could erase everything, and the virus is still on the computer.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you
super annoying.
Overwrite the boot sector.
Or drop
and
the
that's
drive
what you had
into
to do. You had to do
because they have a different boot sector.
So
yes.
Yeah.
But the only way you could get rid of it on a PC only was you had to format the disk low level and then turn it off the hard way. No shutdown.
So
there was a bunch of
the Windows thing. Have they patched it? Is it fixed? Is there a patch?
Oh yeah,
out there?
Windows.
Nope. This is the one that just came out.
No.
I have not seen anything about a fix for it. So it's just something to be aware of, that the trigger that most people came across was that it was transferring of large amounts of data to or from the drive. And they said in excess of 50 gigs. And, that could be watching a movie off Netflix at 4K. That could be watching...
I just did that, so I feel lucky that nothing happened to me. I was doing a backup, and
yeah.
So do things in baby steps.
Hopefully.
Backups. Do backups. You're gonna have problems someday. Just make sure your backups are up to date.
Well, don't start a full image backup now. Just do it in bytes, I guess.
No, do a full backup. That's fine.
Load your system in Mint and then do the backup there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that is, you just got to watch out for it. But, AI is going to help us through this stuff, right?
Honestly, I think, my personal opinion, a lot of these updates that are coming, I think the reason that they're having so many problems with them is because they're using AI to help write them.
Yep.
And that
and
goes for the entire industry, not just Microsoft. They want the easy way through, and the easy way through is going to hurt the users.
It's going to be awesome when they figure out that you can't fire all the engineers and replace them with code.
Yeah, AI just doesn't cut it. I mean, I think at the beginning everyone was like, "Oh, AI can write code. It can write code," and then we started using that code, and we're like, "AI can't write code."
You can find issues. It can do like 80% of the job, maybe 90% of the job.
Yeah,
but
it's not good at implementation. I think that's the biggest thing. If you have to implement it inside of something else, forget it. Do it yourself.
I saw something on. They're saying that AI has kind of not plateaued, but the rapid increase of its intelligence and ability has started tapering off. So like it was a big steep ramp going up, and now we're just kind of like cresting the hill of where it's at with our current technology.
Well, it started doing that really whenever it ran out of stuff to read, didn't it? That was a while ago.
Yeah, it only got smarter because we fed it more knowledge. Now that it has to think on its own, I don't think it's thinking any better.
You've reached the end of the internet. There is no more. Turn around, go back.
I think, and I'm curious if this is actually what's happening, because ChatGPT just released, OpenAI just released GPT-5, which, from what I saw, it does perform significantly better than 4 and 4.0. So I think where it's going to get better is where you have people poring over the logs and saying, this is good, this is bad. And I imagine that's kind of where we're at, is you're going to have a human that has to get in between there and just decide what's good and what's bad. And then you're at the whims of whatever company's doing that, They get to decide what's good and bad.
I was super bummed when OpenAI took away all the legacy models. I opened up GPT and I had 5 or 5 Pro. That's it.
You can't get to 4 anymore?
Well, they brought it back because everybody was screaming that 5 is not doing what they need. Which I agree. It wasn't doing what I needed.
I heard 5 is more cut the chase. It's like short answer.
Depends. They now have an auto version where you type it in and it decides if it's going to give you a long, verbose, well thought through answer or just a rapid web search. So in that sense, it's good. But no, there was things I got in 4.0 that I can't get in 5.0.
Interesting.
So I kind of hijacked that. You were going to say something about AI.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're talking AI, right?
Yeah.
But the story that I wanted to bounce off everybody was some toy makers thought it would be a great idea to connect your little teddy bear to the cloud.
Teddy Ruxpin.
Hey, Jackson.
Teddy Ruxpin.
Jackson, when you have kids, it won't be tablets that raise your kids. It will be teddy bears and like little.
Oh, that's so creepy. Don't say that.
Good. Did you ever see the movie Toys, Little Soldiers?
Say that again.
No.
Small Soldiers.
Small Soldiers.
Small Soldiers. Yeah.
What is that? A movie?
Yeah, somebody built.
I've never seen it.
A toy company that was also doing military applications crossed their production streams, and they made these little like 14-inch tall animatronic with full AI capabilities, and they were taking on their part, like defending their planet or kill all the invaders or whatever it is. And so you had the soldiers fighting each other in a little war zone in some poor family's house.
Okay, that actually sounds pretty awesome. Not gonna lie,
it is.
I'm thinking
it's
as a kid,
movie.
When you have your little green soldiers, and you sit in there, you have to act. I mean, it's too bad because I feel like it destroys the child's imagination.
Yeah.
Like as a kid, I was coming up with all these battle scenes, and then the dinosaur would come out, the T-Rex would come out of nowhere, and take over. But I mean, could you imagine though if you as a kid could set up? You could just literally talk to your commander and be like, all right, we're launching an attack.
Yes.
And in your room, that plays out.
And these soldiers, through that glitch, the weapons grade version of the AI was loaded into the soldiers, so they were destroying the house with efficiency. And then
that is awesome.
the toy creator said, "We don't want to keep replacing batteries, so put some lithium batteries in these things. Let them run for months."
Oh no, no! Lithium's bad. What if it actually gets destructive? It's gonna start learning.
We didn't have the fires
tactics.
issue back then. But you can't wait for the batteries to turn off for these things to stop blowing up the neighborhood. Anyway, good movie. Go check it out. But Artie, you've got the article, right?
No, Jackson has it.
I've got it actually.
You got it?
So I mean, this is a pretty short, just tidbit, and it is mostly a headline, but it is pretty funny. So the headline is AI-powered stuffed animals are coming for your kids. So they're sticking AI chatbots inside of little like Furby-like things, I'm assuming, so that your kid can talk to their stuffed animal and like carry on a conversation and whatnot. And this one company, Curio, which apparently did not do their research, are selling a plushie named Grok, which apparently has no connection to Twitter and X, but that is some pretty bad naming, if you ask me.
Well, it depends what it looks like. I mean, Grok always sounded like a cross between a caveman and a lizard person.
Yeah, I think you captured that perfectly. That is exactly what I think of when you say the word Grok.
So I think the small soldiers applies. I mean, you're going to have a conversation with this little thing. I really wonder what the guardrails are.
Yeah, and I mean, if it's AI and you let your kid talk to it, who knows what it's going to be teaching your kid, you know? And nobody knows. Not even the developers are really going to know what it's going to be teaching your kid.
Does that mean it has to be connected to the internet?
I don't know if these are standalone.
Yes. There's no way you could put the compute inside one of those that would satisfy a child's need for instant gratification.
Yeah, that's true.
And make it somewhat intelligent. I mean, there's definitely been things where you can put in a bunch of canned responses, but then it gets old after a while. It's the same responses over and over again.
I mean, Mike, some of the responses I've gotten from an AI have been less intelligent than what I've gotten out of a Furby, so...
This is true. He's not wrong. So
not wrong.
But yeah, I mean, this would also just turn into another one of those things where, well, now it's connected to the internet and it's an AI. You don't know where that data is going. You don't know what it's talking to. It's just
you don't know how sensitive that microphone is. Your kid could sit there and say, "Listen real careful and tell me what mommy and daddy are buying me for Christmas."
Or listen real carefully and tell me what mom's credit card number is.
Yeah.
Right.
This is a real thing though. I mean, I ran into this week with a family member. They were telling me about some no, it wasn't plushy toy, but it was we were talking about streaming services and how much we hate streaming services because now they have ads even though you're paying for it. And so they were saying, "Oh, well, there's this box I found online that's like $300 and you get like all the channels and everything on it." And I was like, "Do not buy that." I was like, "What is it called?" I look it up. Sure enough, it comes from Hong Kong. It was running some Android on it and it's got all this stuff. So like I'm like, that's just a terrible idea. Do not plug that into your home. It's just a huge security vulnerability.
Yeah, anything that's like listening and AI driven, just be paranoid. Oh my goodness, that's my only advice to anybody. Like customers come up to us and ask us, "What do we recommend for all these systems?" It's like just cut the cord, right? Don't connect it. It should not be part of your network.
Yeah.
Your toaster does not need to have access to the internet, nor does it need access to AI.
You know, I saw a meme a while back.
It's going to learn the perfect golden crispy toast you like.
So, okay, I want that. Just saying. I want that.
Or the one that prints patterns.
You can make it yourself, though. You could easily code something like that. Like, you don't need freaking AI.
I saw a meme a while back. Is back when the Amazon little thing listening to you. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to trigger everybody. It came out. Everybody's freaking out. Hey, it's there. And this meme is back in the 1950s. Careful what you say on the phone because they're probably going to wiretap you. Goes to today. Hey, wiretap. I want a recipe for pancakes.
So, Mike, on that, using it to print images on the toast, I saw a great one that said, you can do a picture of your favorite character from Star Wars, and it's got Yoda, and it's got a picture of Yoda, and then it's got like Luke, and it's got a picture of Luke, and it's got Anakin, and it's just burnt toast.
Yep.
That's wrong on every level. But I want that toaster. I really do. You can play Tetris one frame at a time. Might take a minute or two to get all that toast made, but well, talking about toast, burning through electricity is going to be a thing because Cheyenne's got a new data center coming in. I don't know where it's at in the development. I know it's still proposed. I know they're still going through a whole bunch of hurdles. But we got a data center that has been proposed that's going to use more electricity than the rest of Wyoming.
Yeah, we already have brownouts here at the office from time to time as it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's going to get worse.
Just had one the other day.
This thing's opening up at 1.8 gigawatts.
Holy moly.
Now, perspective. You've seen those wind turbines on the outside of town, right? They're everywhere across the whole country. It's not unique to Cheyenne, although we've got 1,000 miles an hour wind. But the big ones are worth 5 megawatts. So you need like 500 of these working at full power all the time just to give this data center its startup power.
Yikes.
And then they're going to scale this up to 10 gigawatts.
That's just the power. What other utilities does it need?
Water.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
All right, Jackson, I cut you off. You got an idea?
Oh no, I don't have an idea. I have questions. I was gonna ask. I mean, what are the advantages of? I mean, is this a good thing for sure? Okay, ignore the whole resource thing for a second. Having a data center in Cheyenne. I mean, what's that mean for us? I assume depending on what's hosted there. I mean, you could get some faster internet speeds. I guess. I don't know. What does it do for Cheyenne?
A few
Cheyenne's
jobs.
turning in. Yeah, we're turning into the data center capital. Like just our little region has 9 data centers, either active or proposed.
Wow.
You mentioned the water. I will say this in my social media feed. One of my friends was, I think it was an article she read. There's something about maybe a data center going out in Utah as well. And her comment was, is it really such a good idea for these data centers, which consume water, to be put in parts of the United States where drought is a regular thing already? I mean, think about that one.
I mean, Arizona shut down one that was being proposed out there in Phoenix.
Yeah.
The entire city came together and said, we don't want this. And the city council said, no, you're not getting this. Because the drought was the big thing about it. Like, who in their right mind would put it in one of the hottest places in this country? A place that experiences a drought on a yearly basis, and just think, oh, this is going to be perfect.
Well, and Cheyenne's great because you're dead center of the country.
Yeah, you're very
and
central.
We got some massive fiber optic cables going through. Like, it's not inconsequential. We're central to the U.S. We can get lots of electricity. We got lots of minerals to mine to make electricity, and dare I say it, there's not many people to displace. You know, get Chicago, you got to move people out of the way to build a data center. New York, same thing. But
Lots of room in Wyoming.
yeah, but I mean, the water thing is critical. We run it on droughts all the time.
Yeah, when you were talking about Utah, I mean, heck, we just had a fire here. I was telling you guys earlier today. I mean, wildfire.
Yeah.
It's been dry. Hasn't rained here in like since I don't know when.
Yeah, they've got to figure out some other way of cooling that doesn't require water.
Mhm.
Or maybe a closed
Canola
loop
oil.
system. Well, and it's the evaporative cooling, right? So they'll have
No.
the cooling loops on the inside of the building doing their magic.
Yeah.
But when it hits the outside, the reason you see those big, like
Yep.
on its end jet turbine looking thing, they're running water on that because it
Yeah, you're
transfers
right.
heat more effective. They should do a moisture capture on the exhaust of that thing.
Yeah.
Or put nuclear cooling towers or something.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yep.
As the story progresses.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely interested to see more data processing capability in the town. But I'm also frightened because I know what that means for our natural resources. So, I don't know. I will say it's going to be an interesting time finding out where we go with this. But I believe we're at the bottom of our time.
Yep.
So, like, subscribe for our viewers. Please join the conversation below in our comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this. But until next time, I'm John.
I'm Mike.
I'm Jackson.
I'm having difficulty thinking of these things.
Need more water.
Yeah, I think my
Or-
processor needs to be cooled.
Or a data center with 1.21 gigawatts.
Oh, sure.
Until next time, keep your stick on the ice.